What is going on, everybody? Super Yankee for Life here once again, and I would like to be the first to wish you all a very happy New Year because when you'll be seeing this is it will be New Year's Day. I decided to wait until New Year's Day to upload this. I am currently recording at around 9:10 on the East Coast, New Year's Eve. I feel like if I upload around past midnight into the wee hours in the morning wouldn't make any sense. But I think uploading in the afternoon would make more sense. So that's why I decided to upload during the afternoon instead of around midnight. So yeah, enough about uploading and whatnot and a bunch of jibber jabber. I am here to present my picks for the wild card round. I decided to skip weeks 16 and 17 because pretty much we already knew really who would be in the playoffs, and there were maybe like one or two teams like Pittsburgh and Tennessee jockeying for that final AFC slot. But other than that, everything else was just pretty much set in stone. Um, so yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go right into the picks. Starting off with the Saturday night games first. Buffalo at Houston. This is the 4:30 game on ESPN. I don't know why ESPN insists on getting these games, but whatever. It's weird because I think Houston has always gotten ever since they started doing these ESPN playoff games. I think Houston has gotten all of them. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong on that. Maybe one time they may have done another team, but I think Houston has always been the team that has gotten the ESPN game. They got it last year against Indianapolis, which by the way they lost pretty convincingly, and I think the year before they did it again. But anyway, yeah, enough about ESPN and their weird playoff games, but. I don't want to crap on Buffalo because really there's a lot of reasons to. They took advantage of a really easy schedule, I thought, in 2019. But good for them for making the playoffs for the second time in 3 years after not making the playoffs for so long. Good for Josh Allen for getting his first taste of the playoffs. See what he can ultimately improve on, if anything, because honestly, I don't think he has improved that much from his rookie campaign. There's still a lot of the mistakes that he usually makes in the pocket. He's just not a good pocket passer, much like most of his contemporaries in the NFL. Um, but that isn't to say that I think Houston will run away with this game. I think Houston I think Houston can be upset here because they're just a very inconsistent team. I said it before many weeks ago. They're a team that one week will look really good at home against the Patriots, and then the next week they'll lay an egg against a 5 win or 6 win Denver team. They're very difficult to figure out. They're very difficult to be consistently good under Bill O'Brien. I think that's pretty much been the story with throughout his entire tenure. And you have to think sometime down the road, is he going to be the answer? Uh, be the head coach that can put them over the top? I don't think so. And he's to me, he's very quickly put himself in Jason Garrett territory, in that I think it's to the point now where he's not going to be the guy that elevates them to a championship level contender football team. So, um, you know, we'll see. We'll see if they can turn their luck around in the postseason or not. But considering how things are shaping up in the AFC, I don't think it's going to happen. But for now, I think they will beat Buffalo. I think they will do enough offensively. I think they will do just enough to um, score enough points offensively, and I think Josh Allen will succumb to the added pressure of the playoffs, and I think he will make some mistakes that this defense will for Houston will pounce on, and they will be getting their All Pro Defensive Player of the Year multiple times, I believe. J.J. Watt back from injured reserve. He tore his tricep, I believe, several weeks back, and he's good to go. I think that will prove to be a very, very big difference in the game, and I think the score will be around mm, 20 to 13, 20 to 12, something like that. It's a low scoring game, won't be exciting. I think of the four games, this will be probably my least favorite to look that I'm looking forward to um, on Saturday and Sunday. Um, the other Saturday game, and this one is actually more intriguing than people will give it credit for, but I am really looking forward to this. Tennessee, the sixth seed, going up to Foxborough to take on the three seed New England Patriots. I believe CBS has this one, 8:15. I It's no secret that the Patriots have never won a championship where they had to play in the wildcard round under the Belichick era. It's clear as day that this Patriots team has a lot of problems. Now, if you think, oh, for a team that's won 12 games, wow, that's that's really saying something. But really, I mean, much like the Bills, they kind of beat up on bad competition. That's why I think they were able to uh, get that type of record and win the division for what, the 10th year in a row or something like that. It's what it seems like. Um, but yeah, man, everyone talks about the Bills being a very dangerous team that no one wants to play in the AFC. I look at the Titans as that team. I think Ryan Tannehill has played some of the best quarterback of almost anybody in the league over the last month or so. I believe the front seven for this defense for the Titans is vastly underrated. Um, I think I'm talking myself into saying that maybe, just maybe, the Titans can go into Foxborough and pull it off, and pull off the upset, and send the Patriots packing, one and done style. Um, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going for it. I'm going to make a prediction right here and now. I think the Titans will do offensively do just enough against the Patriots defense, and I think the front seven of the Titans is vastly underrated. And if they can stop the run, I think the Patriots will try to establish a running game to kind of set up some play action passing for Brady to be successful. I think if the Titans can neutralize the running game, I think Brady's in a whole lot of trouble, and that whole offense is in big trouble. And I think they will do that. I think they will neutralize the running game just enough for the Titans to go into Foxborough and upset the Patriots. And I think it will be kind of much like the first game, I think it'll kind of be a low scoring game. But I think in the end, I think the Titans will pull it off 21-17. Now, I don't know what the Vegas spread is. I think, I would presume that the Patriots would be favored. But if it's like a 7 point favorite, or if the Patriots are like 7 point favorites or something like that for Vegas, if I was betting on the game, I would take the Titans to either lose by less than 7 or to win the game. Easy. Yeah, one of the easier bets, in my opinion. But for the game itself, I'm going with the Titans to upset the Patriots and send them packing in the wildcard round. For the Sunday games, 1 o'clock, I believe I think it's the Vikings and the Saints that are on first on Fox, I believe. That's the Fox game, 1 o'clock. Really, honestly, I'm not gonna dive much into this one. I think the Saints will take this one very easily. I will go on record right now. I was gonna say this towards the end. I will go on the record right now and say that they are my NFC pick for the Super Bowl. I think Drew Brees has played some of. I said Tannehill earlier was playing almost the best quarterback of anybody. I think Drew Brees has been phenomenal this last month. I think he's elevated his game at the right time. Defensively, they looked pretty good outside of that game at home against the 49ers. I think they're starting to maybe establish more of a running game with Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray. As long as Sean Payton doesn't get too cute with the play calling with Taysom Hill, I think the Saints will be just almost unstoppable on offense, depending on if they have to go to Green Bay in the freezing cold or yeah, Green Bay. Because if they go to San Francisco, it'd be pretty warm. But yeah, if as long as they don't have to go to Green Bay, which I think they will probably have to if they win. I think they'll be pretty good offensively. Now, if they have to go to Green Bay in the divisional round, that's where I think the running game will be very important, depending on what the weather looks like. So, um, for the Vikings, I mean, I don't know what the status of Dalvin Cook is. If he's not ready to go, they are screwed. Offensively, this is a running team or bust, because if Kirk Cousins has to throw the ball 40, 45 times, I don't like their chances, especially for him to make make a mistake or two, which I think will ultimately cost the Vikings the game. And I think they will. I think the Saints will handle this game pretty easily. I think maybe 34-21 type of score, 35-21. I think they will win by a couple touchdowns. And then the 4:15, 4:30 game on NBC, Seattle at Philadelphia. I said a month ago that whoever won the NFC East, Dallas or Philadelphia, would would be pimp smacked by whoever the fifth seed was in the wild card, that being Seattle or San Francisco. Well, we now know it's Seattle. Man, the more I've watched Seattle over the last month, the more I'm starting to be very concerned about the Seahawks with how they call plays on offense, how they manage time in the 2 minute offense type of deal, how Russell Wilson seems to be running for his life more often. Um, they're still very talented on offense, but just again much. I'm gonna make this comparison. It might sound crazy, but I think Seattle reminds me a lot of Dallas in a lot of ways, in that they're very talented, maybe less talented, but they have way worse. Not way worse. No, wait. No, I didn't mean that. Like, they have not quite the same worse coaching or play calling, but it's still pretty bad. Seattle they just can't get out of their own way sometimes, and it kind of reminds me of Dallas in a lot of ways. That they just call plays that are just they make you scratch your head, like, what were you thinking in that scenario? Much like at the end of the game last week, you gave your ball. I don't look. And the whole delay of game thing was a mess in of itself, but you gave the ball to your fullback on the most important play of the game. You gave the ball to your fullback. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, that's the guy you go to, not Tyler Lockett, not DK Metcalf, not any of those guys. Like, really? I just don't understand. Like, maybe I would have, if it was between giving the fullback the ball or Russell Wilson trying to run for a touchdown, I would have gone for Russell Wilson running for a touchdown. But that's just me. Anyway, yeah. So I'm starting to consider the possibility that maybe Philadelphia, despite not looking really all that impressive throughout the year, can actually win a playoff game and move on to the divisional round. You know what? I'm actually going to pick the Eagles. I'm actually going to pick the Eagles to beat the Seahawks at home and move on to the divisional round, likely against the 49ers, I believe. That's where they would play, assuming that New Orleans beats Minnesota. So yeah, those are my wildcard picks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Until next time, Super Yankee for Life signing off. Peace and Happy New Year.